guys, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking about all of the records that I have. I've been getting them since about 7th grade is when I first got my record player. I had one of those like blue suitcase ones, and then I learned that they're terrible for your records, so I got a new one. But I'm just going to be talking to you guys through all the records that I have right now. I think I have about 40, but I'm not sure, so let's talk through them. So I'll start with a little bit of backstory first. Ever since I was a kid, I've loved old music. Like 70s and 80s have been my favorite era. But not just for music, like movies and style and everything like that, but I loved music so much. So in 7th or 8th grade, I don't remember which year, I told my parents that all I wanted for Christmas was a record player and a Guardians of the Galaxy vinyl. So that is exactly what I got. Guardians of the Galaxy has always been one of my favorite Marvel movies, and the soundtrack is incredible, and oh my gosh. The inside of this is so pretty. It has all the characters, and I just love it so much, and I listen to it nonstop. Obviously, the obsession just started to grow and go, so then the next one I got is the Billie Eilish album. I used to be obsessed with her, and the color of this one is so pretty. It's half yellow, half red. Like, are you kidding? It's so pretty, but I don't really listen to her music anymore, but it's just something cool to have because it's one of the first ones that I ever got. I'm not sure why I ever got this record. I've never really been a fan, but I have American Teen by Khaled, and wait, Khaled or Khalid? DJ Khaled. This is Khalid. Khalid's American Teen, and I don't know why I got this, but some of the songs are really good, and it's really pretty, and I like listening to it if I'm cleaning my room or just getting ready in the morning. It's just like a chill song to listen to. Now getting into some of my favorite bands, I also have 2 of the Beatles' records. They are so pretty and I love them. I obviously have the iconic Abbey Road. The songs are so good in this, and this is just like one of the most iconic covers of all time. And then I have One, which is basically all of their like most popular songs, and that's really cool. The inside has all the people. I'm pretty sure this one came with a poster, and I used to have them up, but I don't know where they went. But I love listening to these ones because their songs bring me so much joy. And another one of my favorite bands is Queen, and after I watched the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, I knew I needed that on vinyl, so I obviously got it. Also, some of these are birthday gifts. I don't just buy all of them, but I do spend a little too much money on records. But the inside of this vinyl is insane. It's obviously like stills from the movie and from real life, and it's just so pretty. And it has all the best songs. And then the other 2 Queen ones I have are both greatest hits one. So I basically have all the same songs on all 3 of them, but I don't care because I love Queen so much. And then I'm pretty sure I got these next 2 from a Cracker Barrel on the same day, but it's some of my only Disney ones. I have Beauty and the Beast and Coco. Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite Disney movies. The songs are so iconic and amazing, and I really think that some of these songs are just like a part of my childhood and will always stick through me. And then Coco's another one that has an amazing soundtrack, and I'm obsessed with the songs. I don't listen to these too often, but there's something just cool to have. And then a couple of years ago, I would probably say this person is my favorite artist. He's definitely still one of mine, but I have all 3 of Harry Styles' albums. Obviously, his first one is amazing, and this is why I fell in love with him. And then Fine Line came out in December of 2019, so I was having a record player at this point, so I obviously had to get Fine Line. His music is just so good, and it sounds so much better on a vinyl. And then I obviously have Harry's House. When is HS4 coming? Because I need it right now. And then sticking with the One Direction theme, I do have Niall's The Show on record. It is so pretty. I don't think, this isn't my favorite album of his. I like Heartbreak Weather a lot more, but I'm seeing him in July, and he's touring for the show, so I obviously had to get it and listen to it on repeat. And I wish I had more One Direction on vinyl, but the only one I have is 4, which is my favorite album. I need all of them, obviously, but this is just the start of the obsession. And then I never like asked for these for gifts or anything. Like throughout my life now, my family gets me a lot of records because they know I love music so much. So I got the first Stranger Things back when the show first came out. I was obsessed with it, like the first season, and the soundtrack is just so iconic. The inside is so pretty, and I love it so much. And Stranger Things did it kind of weird where the first record that they have was like the first 2 seasons. So then I also have the 3rd season, which is like the fireworks and iconic summer one. There's obviously all the outfits and everything in the songs, and I love listening to this one as well. And then obviously with the 4th season coming out, I had to get the 4th one. This one is, I can't say my favorite soundtrack, but it's so good, and it just carried the story so well with songs like Running Up That Hill. The picture is gorgeous. I don't really know why this is the cover. I don't think that their storyline is the most important one in the season. I think the back is cooler with like the night bikes, but whatever. And I'm getting into some of my more just like random miscellaneous ones I have. I have Disney's The Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid is my favorite Disney movie by far, and so the live action came out and I obviously had to get it. Listen to Wild Uncharted Waters on repeat. But can we just talk about how creepy this is? Like, she's gorgeous obviously, but I was expecting like a collage or some kind. No, it's literally just her face. It's terrifying, but the back is gorgeous and I love listening to this one. I also have never been a big Ed Sheeran fan, but for some reason I have Divide on vinyl. I mean, I listen to it. The inside is cool, but I just don't listen to it as often as I should because I'm not that big of a fan. I did have a little bit of a Shawn Mendes phase a couple years ago when this album came out, Wonder. That music video I watched literally every day. That was also like 15-year-old me, so this vinyl is really cool. The inside is cool with like the picture of him in the water. I don't know, it's a good album. I wouldn't say great things about it though. This is another like random one I have. I have the Police Greatest Hits. I do like their music. The outside is cool. The inside is really cool with this picture of them. I just don't listen to it that much. Now, a really important group to me and my boyfriend is the Beach Boys. So he got me Beach Boys The Greatest Hits. It's so pretty. I love the beach theme. Like, obviously it's Beach Boys, but like, it's so pretty. And it's just like yellow. But I love this and it means a lot to me. Now I have two of the Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but I like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 way better in my opinion. I think it just enhances everything about the first movie and the soundtrack along with it. I love how in the middle of this one they have like there's this tapes, which is just so cool, but the soundtrack is so good and I also listen to this one way too much. Now I do have two Taylor Swift records. I have Speak Now and 1989 because they're probably my probably my two favorite albums by her. This one is gorgeous and the record is like purple, like marble almost, but the inside of this is gorgeous. And 1989 as well. I love that she's smiling on the cover this time. It's so iconic. And then obviously the inside is gorgeous. So I love this one so much. This is going to be a really weird tangent, but a couple years ago at my school we had a worship night and the theme was 50s, and one of the guys at my school brought a bunch of records from his family, and afterwards he was like, Maya, if you want any of these you can take them home. I was like, what? So I took a couple of them home and I'll show you those. The first one is Peter Pan. This one is so pretty. It's literally like scuffed up and just old, but it's so just like old Disney and it's so pretty and I love it. And then he also had 101 Dalmatians. I mostly grabbed this one for the aesthetic because it's not really like a song. It's more of like a talk of the movie, like in story and song. So it's really cute though, and I love this movie so much, so I'm keeping it. And I'm not sure why out of all the ones that I looked through, I decided to grab Saturday Night Fever 2. I've never watched this movie in my life, but John Travolta in a white suit, I guess. The songs are good, so I listen to it anyways. I don't listen to a lot of Christian music, but I do really like worship songs and everything, but like for a record, I don't really want like slow worship songs. So I do have Ann Wilson's album, and this one's really good, and I love listening to this one. And then I have Lauren Daigel's Look Up Child. These songs are so pivotal to my childhood. I don't know why. It literally came out a couple years ago, but they just feel so nostalgic for some reason. And then I obviously have to have For King and Country Burn the Ships, because after seeing their movie, I want to know everything about them. I went to their concert like last year and it was really fun, but their movie changed my life. Their music is so good. You should listen to this one. Okay, so we're getting to the last couple ones here, and people who know me know that I have an odd obsession with this movie, and I have no clue why. I could not tell you why, but I have Sing 2 on vinyl. It literally was $15 at Target. I love this movie so much, and I have no clue why. It is such a comfort movie for me. I can watch it all the time, and I cry every single time, and I couldn't tell you why. The songs are so good, so I obviously have to have this one. The inside of it is just like, are you kidding me? The animation? I don't know why they chose Mina to be the star on the back, but I love this movie with my whole heart, so I obviously have to have this on vinyl. Now that we're on the topic of favorite movies, these last two vinyls are my two very most favorite movies, so having them on vinyl is so important to me, and I like don't even listen to these that much just because they're so pretty and I love staring at them, but these are my top two vinyls that I have. Though this is my favorite movie, this is probably the second favorite vinyl that I have, and it's Back to the Future. This is my favorite movie of all time. I've loved this movie since I was a kid. I'm in love with Marty McFly. I love the DeLorean, but this soundtrack is just so amazing. Huey Lewis's Power of Love is my favorite song ever, and of course this is on it. His version of Johnny Be Good is the one on this. Like, look at all the pictures. I listened to this nonstop, and I remember the first time I was listening to it, I didn't know it was Michael J. Fox's version of Johnny Be Good. So I was just listening to it, and then I heard his voice, and I was like, what? What? Like, my whole brain just shut off, and I love listening to this so much. The soundtrack just means so much to me, and I love this movie. Now, I don't know if I can officially say that this is my favorite movie soundtrack ever, but I think it's my favorite ever. This movie is incredible. I had recently watched it. I don't know why it took me so long to watch it, but I watched it with my friend and I was obsessed. And then her and another friend of mine gifted this to me for my birthday. So I now have La La Land on vinyl. This is my favorite horror movie ever. I didn't know that it didn't end happy, so watching that for the first time was like, I was so awestruck by it, but this movie and this soundtrack is truly incredible and just a stroke of genius. I think what Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling would do with this movie is just, it should have won all of the awards, like swept the Oscars. Okay, that's a little dramatic, but I truly love this movie. The soundtrack is so good. I listen to it on my phone, on the record, and I am just utterly obsessed. Also, I love like the purple cover with them dancing on the bench and everything, but this cover for the record was such a smart choice because I just think it's so pretty and simple, and it has that jazzy feel that the music has as well, so it is just perfect. So that is the extent of my record collection. There is so many more that I want, but I obviously don't have the room, so I can't wait to have a house one day and have just like the prettiest setup ever, and my future husband is just gonna have to deal with it. I think my neighbors are starting to have a party, so I'm gonna end this here, but thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know what your favorite albums are below.